Alright, so tomorrow night we have the Magnificent Seven in London, and I'm really looking forward to this card. Solomon Darcy, Ardakis versus David Adelaye. Adelaye should win. Pauls versus Bentley is gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. Sam Noakes, Ryan Walsh. I can't emphasize how good this card is. I genuinely, this card right here, one of the better domestic cards we've seen in the UK all year, in my opinion. It's such a good show. One fight in particular, not even the fighter really is the correct pronunciation of what I should be saying, I'm looking forward to seeing is Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence Okolie is, and I know, Lawrence Okolie. Looking forward to seeing Lawrence Okolie. Well, let's not say looking forward to seeing Lawrence Okolie. No one looks forward to seeing Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence Okolie doesn't even look forward to seeing himself in the mirror, you know? God almighty. Do I really hold that much? But it works. Listen, I'm curious to see how he looks at heavyweight. And he weighed in today. Now, Lawrence Okolie for his last fight, which was at, Bridger weight, which they need to just get rid of because it's a joke. 225 pounds the limit. He weighed 223 pounds. Now, prior to that, Okolie had been campaigning a cruiserweight. Now, on his professional debut back in 17, he was exactly 201 pounds. He was hitting the 200 pounds pretty much like clockwork. The heaviest I believe he was on the undercard of Kell Brook versus Errol Spence. And the only reason I know that it was on the undercard of that is because it says Bramall Lane. That's the only fight that was on there. He was 210. I believe that's the heaviest weight he weighed in before eventually getting himself to championship level, which he did in kind of about 2017, the end of 2017. And since then it was 200 pound limit, 199, etc, etc. Up until he fought CBS last year, he was 299 for that. So when he moved up to Bridger weight, and bear in mind he only fought in May of this year, so it's not a crazy amount of time, it's about 6 or so months thereabouts. He weighed in 223 pounds. Now he has since moved up to heavyweight, so you kind of think, well, what is he going to be weighing now? 223 is, a heavyweight, and you would imagine that's what he was cutting to get down to cruiserweight, in around that, which is still a massive amount of weight to be cutting. It really is. On his heavyweight debut, now, before I go, and I'm sorry to labour the point, I did wonder how would he get on a heavyweight. Would he really... he's weighed in at 260.8 pounds. And does he look as lean as he did at cruiserweight? Of course not. But I have to say, I'm not really seeing he doesn't look fat. It's the best way I can explain it. He does not look fat to me. 260 pounds. Surely he's obviously not cutting 260 down to cruiserweight. So obviously he had full knowledge that he was going to go straight to heavyweight. And the problem I have with this, or one of the worries I have with this, is that I suspect that he is not naturally... I would be very surprised if naturally Lawrence Okolie is walking around at 260 pounds. I'd be very surprised if for his Bridgerweight fight he cut down from 260 pounds to 223. I'd be very surprised. 240? Yeah, potentially. But I'm very surprised. I think maybe he's overdone it a bit on the weight. Okolie has a very langly, skinny frame. And we've seen someone of his frame try and put a lot of weight on. And a more extreme case, obviously, Deontay Wilder is, no matter what he does, he is a small... He's not a small man, he's very tall. But his frame is just not designed to carry any more than, say, 225, in my opinion. And when he did pack the weight on, he was, he was done. He was blowing after, a couple of minutes, not even exerting himself that much. He was just done. I worry because Okolie a heavyweight, I don't think he'll have even at 260, I don't think he'll have the physical strength to compete with these guys. And I say that because even at 260, Daniel Dubois, in my opinion, would ragdoll Lawrence Okolie across the ring. And he would be, if he weighed in the same that he did for Joshua, he'd be the smaller man in terms of weight. It wouldn't matter. He'd still ragdoll Lawrence Okolie. Being 260, I don't think that's going to benefit him in any way. He might take a better shot. He might feel he's stronger, but he's never going to be able to outmatch someone who is naturally, say, 240, 250, when he's packed on God knows how much weight to try and come in at 260. It's not going to probably hinder him in this fight at all, really, because the guy is fairly obscure by all accounts. But I just think that's mad. That's mental to come in that kind of weight. I think Lawrence, you see, this is the thing. This is why with Alexander Usyk going from cruiser to heavyweight, to me, he has done it the perfect way. And I know they're very different fighters. I get that, right? But Alexander Usyk is weighing in low 220s, like clockwork, right? He's retaining his strength, his speed, his fluidity, his movement. He's not taking away anything by putting unnecessary amounts of weight on. So often they go from cruiser to heavyweight. What's the first thing we do? Pack on the weight. How did that go? Not well. Right. Next person doing it. Learn from that guy. What will I do? Pack on even more. Flipping brilliant. How good did that go? Not well. Oh, shock, horror. I never would have guessed. You're moving up. You're never going to be able to outman these guys. Again, at a certain level for Okolie, he can probably do it. But against Dubois, Zhang, Okolie, just thinking of the bigger guys, you screw it. You screw it. You're never going to be able to outman them. I think you need to rely on speed and fluidity, which I know Okolie doesn't really have much fluidity, but you get what I mean. You're going to be a sitting duck for these guys at that weight. You're going to gas really quick as well. Because I don't think that's it. That's not clearly not his natural walking around weight. I think he's going to gas bad. So, yeah. Just a quick one. I said I'd give my thoughts on it. Surprised, to say the least. Let me know your thoughts. Lawrence Okolie, £260. Leave it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And until next time, people. Peace.